The Holy Land doesn't call out, it waits. In stone, in wind, in silence that holds the breath of centuries. This is not a journey through landscapes. It is a walk through memory, etched in rock, carried in prayer, held in places where time does not move forward, but deeper. You will see deserts still marked by prophets' steps, cities where faith was born, tested, and rebuilt. You will hear bells, whispers, footsteps, and sometimes nothing at all. These are not just sacred places. They are thresholds where sky once touched earth and light was left behind in stone. Are you ready to begin? Let us walk the Holy Land, not to search for miracles, but to listen where they once stood still. Capernaum ruins, Israel. Capernaum rests on the northern shore of the Sea of Galilee. A quiet scatter of stone where a village once stood. It is known as the town of Jesus, where he healed, taught, and lived among fishermen. The ruins are bare, columns broken, walls low, but the silence feels full. The remains of a synagogue still stand, where ancient footsteps echo beneath carved stone. Nearby, the house believed to be Peter's has been uncovered, its threshold worn by time and faith. Capernaum is not grand. It is sacred because it was ordinary and chosen. Aqsa Old City, Israel. Aqsa stands on the northern coast of Israel. A walled city where waves meet stone and time refuses to vanish. Crusaders once ruled from beneath its arches. Their halls still stretch underground, vaulted, echoing, intact. Above, mosques rise beside churches. Markets twist through narrow streets lined with spice, copper, and history. The sea crashes below thick ramparts, just as it did centuries ago. Fishermen mend nets near ancient docks. Children run past ruins without noticing their age. Aqsa is not frozen in the past. It lives with it, layer by layer, tide by tide. Masada Fortress, Israel. Masada stands above the Judean Desert, over 1,300 feet of stone and sky. It faces the Dead Sea, alone and unbroken. Built by Herod, it became a final refuge. After the temple in Jerusalem fell, survivors climbed here with hope and no illusions. When Rome came, they did not surrender. They chose silence over chains. Their last night became legend, a vow sealed in stone. Today, Masada is still. Wind moves through broken rooms where prayers once whispered. This is not just a fortress. It is a grave of freedom. A holy silence born not from faith, but from the cost of keeping it. Beit Shean ruins, Israel. Beit Shean lies at the crossroads of the Jordan Valley, where empires once met and fell. Its ruins stretch wide Roman columns, mosaic floors, and amphitheaters still standing in quiet sun. This was a city of power and beauty, where pagans built temples and traders crossed paths there. In scripture, the body of King Saul was hung on its walls, a city of triumph and warning. Earthquakes brought silence. Now only birds echo through broken stone. Walk the old streets. Descend into the bathhouses. Time here is not gone. It's buried in light and dust. Beit Shean does not boast. It waits uncovered. Dome of the Rock, Israel. The Dome of the Rock crowns the Temple Mount, its golden dome rising above Jerusalem's skyline. It marks the rock where Abraham prepared to sacrifice his son. For Muslims, it is where the Prophet Muhammad is believed to have ascended to heaven. Built in the 7th century, it is one of the oldest Islamic shrines in the world, its walls covered in blue tile, its ceiling echoing with reverence. Inside, the stone lies exposed, untouched, sacred to 3 faiths. Pilgrims walk softly. Light filters through stained glass. The dome does not divide. It reminds that faith can meet at one stone and still reach upward. Judean Desert, Israel. The Judean Desert lies east of Jerusalem, dropping steeply toward the Dead Sea. Its cliffs and valleys stretch across the land like golden waves, untouched and wide. There are no forests, only rock, wind, and time. Here, silence feels deep, the kind that hums behind your breath. In early light, the canyons glow, shadows move slow, everything still. Monks once crossed this desert by foot. Their paths remain narrow trails, winding past dry riverbeds and hidden caves. Walk carefully. Look closely. The land may seem empty, but it listens. Not silent, but aware. The Judean Desert does not speak. It waits. Dead Sea, Israel, Palestine. The Dead Sea rests over 1,300 feet below sea level, the lowest place on Earth. A basin of salt, silence, and ancient memory, and its water holds no life, but it holds something else, something older. Here, prophets once wandered. Scrolls were hidden in nearby caves, waiting centuries to be found. The air is thick, the sea still. Salt gathers on rocks like ice that never melts. This is where kingdoms fled, where spirits searched, where time left its trace without a sound. The Dead Sea is not empty. It remembers, and it keeps what it knows. Tel Megiddo, Israel. Tel Megiddo rises from the Jezreel Valley, a mound of ruins, layered by time and prophecy. "30 cities once stood here, built and rebuilt, each one lost, each one remembered." In Scripture, this is Armageddon, the prophesied site of the final battle between good and evil. Stones mark ancient gates, stables, and altars. Underground tunnels still lead to hidden water. The valley below is wide, still and waiting. Tel Megiddo holds more than ruins. It holds the weight of what was and what many believe is still to come. Jaffa Old Port, Israel. Jaffa stands on the Mediterranean coast. its harbor among the oldest in the world. From here, Jonah fled across the sea. From here, Cedar came to build the temple in Jerusalem. Stone alleys climb above the port-arched doorways, weathered shutters, and walls that hold centuries of salt and wind. Church bells echo near mosques. Markets hum. The scent of bread and spice drifts between steps. Ships no longer carry prophets, but the sea still whispers of those who tried to run from their calling. Jaffa is not just old, it's awake with history that still moves. Qumran Caves, Israel. Qumran lies near the northern edge of the Dead Sea, its cliffs carved with caves that once held secrets. Here, nearly 2,000 years ago, scrolls were hidden fragments of scripture, sealed in clay. They remained untouched for centuries, found by chance, preserved by silence. The desert wind moves through dry canyons, but inside the caves, time stands still. Stone foundations nearby reveal the Essenes, a community devoted to purity, waiting for the end of days. Qumran is quiet, but its silence changed history, one scroll at a time. Tiberias, Israel. Tiberias rests along the western shore of the Sea of Galilee, its lights reflecting on the water each night. Founded by the Romans 2,000 years ago, it became one of Judaism's 4 holy cities. Rabbinic scholars once walked these streets. Tombs of sages still draw pilgrims who come to learn, pray, or remember. Hot springs rise from beneath the earth. Their steam once welcomed travelers and kings alike. The city blends sacred and everyday fishermen at dawn, prayers at dusk, and stories in between. Tiberias does not demand attention. It reveals itself slowly, where water meets memory. Mar Saba Monastery, Palestine. Mar Saba hangs on the cliffs of the Kidron Valley, carved into stone like a vision kept hidden from the world. Founded in the 5th century by Saint Sabas, it remains one of the oldest living monasteries in Christianity. No road leads here easily, only silence and the long walk through desert hills. The walls blend into the rock. Bells ring softly. Smoke from morning prayers rises and disappears into sky. Women may not enter, but they watch from a nearby tower, the women's balcony, built centuries ago. Mars Saba does not welcome the curious, it welcomes the ready. Nazareth, Israel. Nazareth lies in the hills of Galilee, a small city layered with centuries of quiet devotion. It is known as the childhood home of Jesus. Here, the angel's message met Mary, and the carpenter's tools shaped more than wood. Stone houses rise along narrow streets. Churches mark moments once lived in silence. The Basilica of the Annunciation towers above them, all its dome lifting prayer toward the sky. In markets, voices mingle, but in chapels, the stillness returns. Nazareth does not proclaim, it remembers, and through that memory, faith feels near. Sea of Galilee, Israel. The Sea of Galilee rests in northern Israel, surrounded by soft hills and quiet villages. Despite its name, it is a freshwater lake, still and wide. This is where Jesus walked on water, calmed storms, and called fishermen to follow him. The shoreline is simple: rocks, reeds, and slow-moving waves. No grandeur, just presence. Pilgrims come at sunrise, some kneel. Some sing, most simply watch the light touch the water. Nearby, ancient boats lie buried in earth. Their timbers whisper of nets once cast in faith. The Sea of Galilee is gentle, but every ripple holds a story. Jerusalem, Israel, Palestine. Jerusalem sits high in the Judean hills, 2,500 feet above sea level. One of the oldest cities in the world, it has been alive for over 5,000 years. It is sacred to Jews, Christians, and Muslims. Millions visit each year, some seeking faith, others seeking peace. The old city, surrounded by ancient stone walls, has 4 unique quarters. You'll find the Western Wall, the Dome of the Rock, and the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. Each holds deep meaning. Walk its narrow, stone-paved streets. Hear church bells, calls to prayer, and soft footsteps. Even with crowds, Jerusalem feels peaceful, not silent, but calm, like time stands still. No one leaves unchanged. Jericho, Palestine. Jericho lies in the Jordan Valley, surrounded by palms and desert hills. It is one of the oldest inhabited cities on Earth. The ruins are layered with time stone upon stone, century upon century. Nearby, a sycamore tree stands tall, recalling Zacchaeus, who climbed to see Jesus pass. Monks live on the Mount of Temptation above, where silence clings to the cliffs. Jericho is not just ancient, it breathes with stories that never faded. Bethlehem, Palestine. Bethlehem rests in the Judean hills, 2,500 feet above sea level. One of the world's ancient cities, it has thrived for over 3,000 years. It is sacred to Christians as the birthplace of Jesus Christ. Millions arrive each year seeking faith and history. The old city centers on the Church of the Nativity, a holy site beneath ancient stone. Its grotto marks the spot of Christ's birth. Every corner holds deep meaning. Stroll the narrow, stone-lined streets. Hear the hum of prayers, the chatter of markets, and soft footsteps. Even with crowds, Bethlehem feels serene. Not silent, but calm, like time holds its breath. Some come to pray, others come to explore. No one leaves unchanged. Mount Hermon, Israel. Mount Hermon rises at the northern edge of Israel, its peaks crowned with snow even as the valleys bloom below. It is the highest point in the region, where borders meet and clouds drift low. Thus, some believe this is where the Transfiguration took place, where light surrounded Jesus, and heaven touched earth. Streams begin here, feeding the Jordan River. The mountain gives water to a thirsty land. In spring, wildflowers scatter across its slopes. In winter, silence blankets everything. Mount Hermon does not shout. It lifts, and in its height, it humbles. Church of Saint Anne, Israel. The Church of Saint Anne stands near the Lion's Gate in Jerusalem's Old City, quiet and overlooked by many who pass. Built in the 12th century by Crusaders, it marks the traditional birthplace of the Virgin Mary. Inside, the stone is bare. No gold, no icons, just arches that rise into silence. Its acoustics are pure. One voice fills the room like many. Pilgrims often sing here not to perform, but to feel the sound return. So, Anne's does not dazzle. It listens and answers in echo. You've seen deserts that remember, stones that still breathe, and silence that carries more than sound. The Holy Land is not made of miracles. It is made of waiting, of footsteps, of faith that chose to stay. Not every sacred place shouts. Some only whisper once, and then remain it. Thank you for walking with us. Until the next threshold, until the next quiet light.